charming man she'd ever been in a relationship with. He was also an incredible lover, easily the most thoughtful and attentive one she'd ever had. Her pleasure always came first, and unlike other men who'd been in her life and bed, he never left her unfulfilled while he satisfied himself. She knew that she was beginning to fall in love with him, but also knew that he wasn't in love with her yet. He seemed totally committed to their relationship. She hadn't heard any rumors about other women since they'd met at a theatrical fundraising evening and ended up in bed the same night. And as far as she knew, he spent most of his free time with her. All the same, he definitely wasn't in love with her. David glanced at his watch.
Time to shower and get you back home, before your clothes turn to rags. Not that you're wearing any right now, of course. You did say you wanted to be back by midnight, didn't you?
Grace nodded. I've got an early meeting tomorrow with some possible sponsors for a new play I want to put on, if I can find a fringe theatre that's free in the next 6 months.
That's what I thought. Shower or bath for you? I'd suggest we share the shower, but we haven't enough time, he said,
and flicked lightly at her left nipple until it started to harden again. Stop it! We don't have time. And anyway, I'm exhausted. Sitting on the edge of the bed, David glanced back at her.
Really? You don't think you could, even if we tried?
I know I couldn't.
Interesting,
he murmured, almost to himself, and then he lay back down on the bed again, his fingers lightly touching her now soft nipples. Slowly he rolled them between his fingers, and Grace felt her body start to stir again. I can't. Truly, I can't, she repeated, pushing his hands away. And we don't have time.
Relax. This won't take long,
he assured her, and then his tongue was lapping at the areola, while his fingers continued to work on the slowly hardening nipples themselves. Despite herself, she began to squirm on the bed, her eyes wide as she looked up at him. He was watching her very closely, his expression tender, and yet also watchful. She'd never seen that look on his face before. Under his expert touch, her nipples were now rigid, her breasts swollen, and despite her previous exhaustion, she could feel another orgasm building, slowly, deep within her. She moaned softly, her legs moving restlessly as she waited for the pleasure to come. Then, without any warning, David closed his teeth around the tip of her left nipple and bit hard on it. With a scream of shock, she started to push him off her, but then, to her total disbelief, she realized that her whole body felt hard and tight, tensed for the blissful moment of release. She couldn't believe it. She waited for David to do something, anything, to trigger that final moment of ecstasy. But instead, he stopped touching her, and when she opened her eyes, he was watching her with such tenderness that for one brief moment, she could almost have believed that he loved her. What happened just then? She asked in bewilderment. He looked faintly amused.
I proved you wrong. That's what happened. You weren't as exhausted as you thought, were you?
No, but why didn't you finish what you'd started? I wanted...
What did you want, Grace?
He asked with interest. I wanted to come. You must have known that. He nodded.
I did know, but I also knew you wanted to get back home because of your work, he said with apparent regret.
You hurt me, she added. David shook his head.
Not really. I shocked you, but you enjoyed it, didn't you?
Grace wished she could deny it, because it didn't seem right. But it was the truth. Yes, she admitted quietly. And I didn't want you to stop.
I thought we might go away next weekend.